Robert Kiyosaki's Real Estate Investment Strategies. The first investment rule, according to Robert Kiyosaki, is to always be aware of the kind of income you are bringing in. There are 3 different types of income. Number 1. Income earned through employment or another sort of labor. It usually takes the form of paycheck money. Your ability to accumulate wealth in this way is severely constrained since you can only obtain as much earned income as you can work. This conundrum is made worse by the fact that earned income is also the form of income that is subject to the highest tax rates. Number 2. Income from a portfolio of paper assets, such as stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, is referred to as portfolio income. Given that paper assets are easier to handle and maintain than physical assets, portfolio income is by far the most common type of investment income. However, although some kinds, like equities, have returns that are very unpredictable, others, like mutual funds, have returns that, while more predictable, are often low or even negative. Number 3. Income that is not dependent on a certain period of time or activity and that is available to you without requiring any active effort on your side. Real estate investment income is the most common sort of passive income, making up around 80% of all income of this kind. Real estate not only has the potential to generate large, long-term financial returns, but is also the most reliable source of investment income due to its consistent cash flow. Additionally, it provides a variety of advantageous tax benefits. Real estate income is Robert's preferred source of income because of all of these factors. More planning, effort, and perseverance are needed than with any other source of income to successfully earn revenue from real estate investments. Real estate investments can be made by a wide range of people, with varying degrees of success. It takes people who have mastered the critical abilities and techniques employed by professionals to be effective on a much greater scale. Here are 7 practical strategies from leading real estate professionals. Strategy 1: Don't try to do it all yourself. If you try to handle everything on your own, your chances for development and financial success will stay constrained. Real estate is complicated, and newcomers frequently lack a comprehensive understanding of the real estate investment process. Beginner investors may find that they are either excessively cautious or too thoughtless. They'll make mistakes, and while some are unavoidable, a lot of them can be costly and disastrous. Experience is the best protection against making too many costly errors. But if you're fresh to the real estate game, you'll need to draw on their knowledge. Having the correct partners can, in some cases, significantly boost your investment venture's results. Some real estate investors think they can keep more of their profits if they do the labor themselves, but wealthy and prosperous real estate investors don't use that tactic. Scalability is another factor to consider while assembling an experienced team. Simply put, you have to accept that you can't find every property, address every issue, and manage them all yourself if you want to grow your real estate portfolio over time. You can effectively multiply the time and talent you have available to you by developing a team of property managers, real estate agents, bankers, attorneys, and accountants. Strategy 2: Plan your tax strategy. Tax benefits from real estate investing are substantial. However, in order to fully take advantage of these benefits, you must organize your real estate investing activities correctly from the beginning. The U.S. tax code contains a number of provisions that were specifically designed to promote real estate investment and development. You can protect the majority, if not all, of the cash flow that your properties produce from federal and state taxes thanks to the tax provisions. Even eradicating some personal income taxes that have nothing to do with real estate. Since the government views real estate investing as a business, you can write off a wide range of direct and indirect costs related to running and maintaining a property. Maintenance, utilities, office costs, pay for property managers, and more. Depreciation is an example of a major, phantom, expense that you can write off even though it is recorded in the property's books but is not actually paid by you. You need a real estate or tax accountant on your team who can assist you in developing an advanced tax strategy if you want to take full advantage of these tax advantages and savings. By doing this, you will be able to legally and officially increase your returns and decrease your taxes. Strategy 3. Plan your legal strategy. Real estate ownership may be a highly lucrative source of income. Real estate ownership, however, can include considerable risks, much like many economic ventures. Among the most prominent of them are legal concerns like landlord-tenant issues or the failure to uphold contractual duties. You must control your legal risks if you want to be a successful investment. Why do you require a complex legal plan? Isn't insurance and a competent attorney sufficient? No, sadly. When legal risks in real estate investing are not effectively managed, plaintiffs may win judgments against you that will dramatically lower the value of your properties. In the worst-case scenarios, they might even be able to take your real estate assets directly, or unrelated assets like your business assets and primary house. At the beginning of your real estate investing career, it is critical that you safeguard yourself against any potential legal hazards. You probably only have a portion of the information you need in this area as well. The first step in developing a legal strategy is to find and collaborate with experienced legal services. Strategy 4. Know your market. Location, 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 you've heard it before. Location goes beyond obvious elements like a rundown neighborhood or an office park in ruin, which are known as the 3 most crucial elements in evaluating a property's worth. Before you even consider geography, location has a significant effect in a property's value. The intended use of the property comes first. What kinds of firms, for instance, will you target with your investment in commercial space? Medical practices, law firms, and retail establishments all have quite different locational needs from manufacturers and wholesalers. The locational priorities of students, families, seniors, and other potential renters will likely differ greatly if you're trying to rent apartments. Therefore, once you've decided on the kind of property to invest in, you should carefully consider all pertinent locational factors, including transportation options, crime and safety, the proximity of schools, retail stores, and restaurants, population dynamics, zoning ordinances, property taxes, and many other factors, all of which will affect an area's property values far into the future. Even then, though, you're not finished because fact sheets and statistics can only tell you so much. In the same manner that a potential tenant or homebuyer could do so, you'll also want to drive the region personally to get a sense of the neighborhood. How long does it take to go to the motorway, the supermarket, or other commercial services? How busy or loud is the neighborhood throughout the day? How secure do you feel at night? As you make note of these observations, consider if you would actually want to live or work in the area if you were a potential renter. Your response to that query will help you to a large extent in figuring out whether you've discovered an exceptional, and potentially profitable, location. Strategy 5. Projecting your cash flow, honestly. It's time to start looking into individual homes once you have chosen a property type and investment area. Remember that creating a positive cash flow is the main goal of real estate investing. Each property you buy must produce positive returns in order for you to create the kind of money you want, otherwise, you are wasting both your time and your money on investments. A financial pro forma is typically created when a landlord attempts to sell a rental property. This includes both revenue and outlays. Typically, rentals make up a substantial portion of revenue, so you should make sure they are reasonable. Rent increases are unlikely to climb by 10% annually if they have been modest recently. It's improbable that an apartment that has only been half leased for the past few years can reach 80 to 90% occupancy anytime soon. You need to account for all of the expenses related to purchasing and maintaining the property in question. Typically, the costs associated with rental properties are mostly operating expenses, managing and maintaining the property, and debt servicing costs, interest expenses on loans you obtain to pay for the property. However, there can be additional expenses. Does the house require major repairs or new flooring? Do you need to abide by any recent government regulations? Taxes, HOA fees, and insurance costs. A good number of possible properties will be eliminated from your list if you do an honest assessment of all the revenue and cost variables. However, removing high-risk or low-return properties will typically imply that you enhance your opportunity for properties that do earn strong returns and low-risk investments. Strategy 6. Be good to your tenants. New real estate investors frequently concentrate on their bottom line. However, you must be careful not to place too much attention on money. Long-term cash flow protection is what you want. If you are renting out or leasing your premises, you need to treat your clients well like any other clientele. If they aren't satisfied, your business won't last very long. This does not need you to be lavish or overdone. However, it does include maintaining tidy homes and conducting routine inspections of your rental properties. It also entails acting promptly and politely when issues do arise. If you want your properties to stay completely rented with nice, favorable online ratings, you need to budget for going through all of this hassle and expense. Strategy 7. Trading up. Do you recall the board game Monopoly? In that game, there is one important concept to keep in mind: 4 greenhouses lead to a single red hotel. Most real estate investors understand, even after only a short period of time in the industry, that bigger and bigger properties provide more returns. When your only investment property is a $150,000 duplex or a starter home, for instance, it can be challenging to bring in a substantial income. Trading up is selling a smaller or less lucrative property and cashing out so that you can use the funds to buy a larger, more lucrative piece of real estate. But there's a catch. You experience a capital gain each time you cash out. Both the federal government and many state governments tax capital gains at a lower rate than personal income. How then do you advance when you forfeit a large portion of your profits to taxes? You don't give the money up, is the response. It's not breaking the law or concealing income. The reason the government wants you to buy more and bigger properties is so that better homes and commercial space can be built. Additionally, the government provides you with very strong incentives to carry out this particular action. A 1031 exchange is the most significant inducement. The section of the Internal Revenue Service Code with the number 1031 governs a certain class of real estate transactions. Simply said, 1031 exchanges let you transfer capital gains from one investment property to another. But you must follow the guidelines exactly. The IRS has the right to reject the exchange if even one form is incomplete or even the smallest criterion is not completed. It takes a lot of effort to complete a 1031 exchange successfully. But it's worthwhile. In fact, as your investing business grows, you'll want to use 1031 exchanges and other tax-friendly ways of trading up more and more often if you want to be a phenomenally successful real estate investor. Implement your learning and never stop learning. The 7 tactics listed above are real estate insider information that can assist a buyer in achieving financial security or even wealth. However, they remain merely suggestions and ideas. Implementing these tactics into your real estate business is the only way to make them effective. Additionally, you must never stop learning because these methods only scratch the surface of the information required to become a successful real estate investor for life. Real estate investing can give you a wonderful foundation for wealth and happiness if you take action now and continue to learn throughout your life. Please subscribe for more investing videos.